The opinions in this podcast are solely those of the creators and do not reflect the opinions of the filmmakers involved. If you are of legal drinking age, feel free to have a drink with us, but please do drink responsibly. You're listening to Cole-astic Cinema.
Oh, what's in the box?
I've got 1 round.
Hey, don't open that! It's an alien planet! Is there air? You don't know!
With your host, Fabian Salazar.
You ate my roommate, and you're sitting here with your tits out? Have some decorum, bitch.
And Cole Butterfield.
We have enough for the preamble yet, because I'm pretty sure you're talking mostly nonsense.
Where we talk about movies, most of the time.
Sounds fantastic.
Yeah. We are two of the best people to...
so qualified for that.
So come along for a ride and have fun.
No, I promise I'm fine.
No. Good.
Welcome to Cole-astic Cinema. Keeping in today's theme, we are watching the experimental French horror film Raw.
What a hell of a fucking way to start. Oh my god.
So perfect. All right. So I have never seen this movie. I've heard a lot of great things. It's been on a lot of top 10 horror movie lists and trivias and all that bullshit, and I'm excited to watch it. I think it's going to be a fun time.
Can I be vulnerable for a second?
Yeah.
Can I get real?
Yeah, get real.
That's a shot for a real moment by Cole.
Oh wait, no,
That's comic book connections.
That's comic book work. Cole's comic book connections.
Unfortunately, could not find the fucking connection to a comic book. Obviously, couldn't.
Damn. The poster looks like it'd be a good draw.
Honestly, I mean, yeah. But okay, so this is embarrassing to admit. I mentioned today to Rob. Everybody knows Rob. Robbie Meek is my heterosexual life partner.
Shout out, Rob.
Shout out to Rob. Cole mentions Rob. That's a shot. I mentioned that I was watching this, and then he first asked if it was the like some sort of Chinese movie based on the premise. Like, no, it's not that. I'm like, oh, it's a French movie. And he's like, oh, wait, have you ever seen a French movie? And I had to come to terms with something.
You've never seen a French movie?
The last foreign movie I saw was Godzilla back when I was 8.
Ooh, this is gonna be fun.
I've not seen like any European films. Like at all.
Aside from Serbian film.
Aside from Serbian film, which I saw, I'm going to go with most of. I saw what I needed to see out of that fucking movie.
That's fair. Yeah, that's very fair.
So before this, like being something like I'm actually going to be cognizant for and not just like want to immediately fucking check out because it sounds like a nightmare goddamn premise and a movie that did not need to be made and nobody needs these for fucking why. That's another podcast.
That's another... Yeah, go back through the history and the archives.
Go back through the history and check out the archives because you can just hear my fucking disappointment. But this seems like something a bit more palatable, maybe. Like,
I'd agree with that. Yeah,
but only because so trying to do research for this movie was kind of hard because I didn't want any spoilers on anything.
Yeah,
and because it's a foreign film and all my Google search things are for a small town, straight white boy from little bumfuck nowhere, Utah. It made it really hard to find like anything on this film that wasn't just somebody's blog getting overly flowery about the themes and the premise and really putting their spin on it on top of that. So like I'm excited to watch this, but also like I'm not. Yeah, I'm excited, not necessarily because it's probably going to be a great and good fucking movie, but I'm excited to find out what my reaction is now as an adult to these kind of films are. Because I know what a younger Cole would think. Younger Cole would be very shut off and be very like, yeah, no. Give me my American movies, the one that spoon feeds everything to me. It's got like, you know, like you and I are big fans of CinemaSins. Don't know if we're allowed to mention them at all.
Plug.
big fan of those, but pretty much like breaking down like a third act conflict and things like that. Like American movies, from what I could tell, that was
like
the
general storytelling.
Yeah, that was the big thing I was able to like look up for this movie is the difference between American cinema and European cinema. So what I could tell, everything that I read was very derisive of American cinema, which is just like it instilled some weird patriotism in me for a second. It's like, oh, we can't be that bad. I mean, okay, no, actually, no, you make a really good point.
Now that you mention it,
it's like, oh wait, yeah, no, like all of you guys agree on the same fucking thing. Ah, damn it.
So, for those of you who don't know, Raw is the story of a young woman studying to be a vet who develops a craving for human flesh.
Which sounds like that could easily be an American movie, but...
Right. But with I'm sure with how the artistic direction and how it's presented is going to be way more French style cinema they're used to. Let's see.
Yeah, from what I was reading, like a lot of European stuff is mostly like director centric as opposed to like studio producer as opposed to like American.
Yeah, and it's a lot more story based and it's story over spectacle.
Oh man, that's gonna be a fun thing to adapt to.
Yeah.
As a guy who's just like born in American cinema, molded by. I didn't see a French film till I was literally in my 30s, and by then we'll find out after the ad break.
So this movie is it's a French-Belgium film. It was directed and written by Julia Ducournau. I'm bad with French. It stars Garance Marier, Ella Rumpf, Rabah Knight Alfella, and Laurent Lucas. I probably got like none of that right. And it was made for 3.5 million euros and grossed 3 million euros. So it did bomb, but I mean, I can't.
Well, that's interesting because what I was reading, like it did really well, like the Cannes Festival. This is another one of those movies where a certain amount of the audience had to leave to go vomit.
Right. I was reading that too.
Vomit and pass out and faint, but then it got a 6-minute standing ovation at the very end. I think if I read that correctly.
Yeah, it's one where it's like general audiences are not really going to like it, but the critics are going to fucking rave over. And honestly, I'm all for that. Like I'm
Do you take any values in like critics' ratings and reviews? Like,
it really depends. If critics really like it, I'm 50-50. Like, I'm like, all right, let's see what they thought. If the fans really like it and the critics really hated it, I'm more in for that.
And if everybody hates it,
there's probably a reason. But yeah, there are a couple behind the scenes that I was reading. Garance Marier, the lead actor, she apparently her body posture changes drastically through this film. The more she gets addicted to human flesh, like the more like I guess animalistic she turns.
Yeah, no, I read that as well. Like, which sound that man, I like it when actors can make those kind of choices, like physically.
Yeah. To
like kind of change things up as the story evolves, kind of how like change their posture, their walk, and everything. Actually, talking to Rhett. Shout out to Rhett.
Shout out Rhett.
That's another shot because it's a Rhett shout out. He's recommended to watch Split.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, which is incredibly delightful because it's like, wait, it's supposed to be that shit. He's supposed to be like a sequel to Unbreakable. I'm like, no.
Apparently now it's very controversial.
It's very controversial?
Yeah, people are up in arms about it.
Why?
Off the top of my head right now, I can't tell you, but I know people are pissed off at it now for some reason.
Okay. I mean, we all need something to be angry at, I guess. I don't know.
I can't give you misinformation.
Yeah, please don't give me misinformation. So with my ignorance, I'll be like, okay, all right, I guess you have problems with it, but
something about like not taking DID seriously or something.
Oh,
I don't know.
So people are also pissed off at Moon Knight.
Probably
because that is a hero whose whole thing is DID.
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past them.
Okay, I mean,
I don't know the full story. If y'all know the full story, throw it in the comments. And
please let me know. I'd like to be more educated on this.
We'd love to be more educated.
Yeah, definitely. Like that's one thing that Cole-astic cinema has always said was it's Cole-astic, which means scholastic. Obviously, you want to be educated. So please let me know more about this so I know how to feel later.
Right. So there were ushers in this movie that escorted people out that were vomiting and doing like the I don't know how much I never know how much of that is really true though.
Yeah, that seems like a lot of that's just like publicity, like oh man, like
publicity and marketing and shit like that.
Like a lot of call back to another episode, The Exorcist.
Right.
A lot of that whole like haunting on set stuff was a lot of that was just drumming up like
and like people passing out and like like I don't know how much of that is true,
especially because nothing happened in the 70s.
Well, yeah, obviously. And like just like the buzz, maybe that just generates the buzz.
Generates the buzz behind all of it and all that. So like, I don't know how much of that is true, especially when it did so well at like smaller independent screenings. But
I can also see it being, like you said, a publicity stunt. Being like, okay, we need to get this like out now that it's done as far as we can go with this in the festival circuit. Let's generate buzz
some buzz
for this
behind
movie.
it. Let's try to get like everyone excited about this.
Oh, people are passing out watching it, which I don't know. I haven't seen it yet. Maybe it is. Maybe it is pretty gruesome.
Maybe you'll pull Cole and pass out from all the gruesomeness.
I honestly hope. Like I haven't run into a movie yet where it's made me pass out and like come to terms with God or whatever.
I have yet to watch a movie that makes me vomit at the very least.
I'm with you on that. Yeah.
Yeah, like I've never. That's a weird visceral response to have to anything. It's like, especially when you know that you're watching a movie.
Yeah. This movie got an NC-17 right off the bat. For those of you who don't know, NC-17 means it can't be screened in theaters, or it has to be shown in select theaters, which I'm pretty sure we already went over that with the Serbian film.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. But they were able to coerce them down to an R rating, probably through like editing or something.
Probably through editing or like putting it through that American filter to make it okay for American audiences to indulge in. I guess I don't know. This seems like I'm incredibly interested to watch this movie just based on everything that describes it, because it seems to be like a coming of age story, a story about like sisterhood and all stuff like that, and then also but seems to be like about sexuality and like sexual awakenings, and then like growing up and branching out, introverts becoming like.
I can see that being like the burgeoning sexuality or like.
That's what I read, and it's like, oh boy, I can't wait to comment on the sexual awakening of a woman. This sounds fantastic.
Yeah, we are two of the best people to.
So qualified for that.
We're so qualified to be able to talk about it.
Well, I'm just qualified to talk about any sexual awakening. Like, I'm coming from a Mormon background, and I'm going to watch this movie. Like, I read that. It's like, okay, first, I guess, do we need every season a movie where Cole's just like, oh, God damn it.
Every season there's a movie where Cole goes, I don't.
Okay. Freaking growling moments, but it's like
That being said,
that's kind of why I'm excited to watch it.
Yeah, it's a fun learning process. It expands the mind.
Yeah, and I'm finally in a place to where I can be more receptive to open ideas, whereas opposed to a younger Cole who would have saw us at the time in 2016 would not have been receptive whatsoever. That guy sucked.
Yeah. I don't really know what that's about all I had about this movie.
I've got next to no notes. Like I looked up I saw everybody that was in this, the fact that it was a French film. Like
that is kind of something I wanted to talk about. Was French horror. French horror is interesting. It's from what I've seen, it is very graphic, but it has a lot of there is a lot more storytelling. Like let's see, Irreversible. Like that one,
right?
Irreversible, but that one, it's kind of like a rape revenge, but it's shot in reverse and everything, and you find out the dude that did it isn't the dude that it's fucking crazy. It's
are we gonna have to throw that on the list?
We might for a later episode.
Oh boy, okay.
Irreversible.
Irreversible. The only French connection I have, is Les Miserables.
Oh, I thought you were gonna. thought you were
with the actual French connection.
the French Connection.
Nope, have not seen that, even though I do love Gene Hackman.
That would be a good one to throw on. But yeah, there's that. There's also Martyrs. I really want to see Martyrs.
That was suggested when I was looking things up. It's like, you might like Martyrs. It's like, no, I'm legit just looking up things that Fabian tells me to. I don't know movies. I'm very much an American consumer of movies. I don't know how I'm curious at how I'm going to come into this. Like truly. Because I expect, like the third act conflict, you got the setup, like the 30 minutes into actually figuring out why anybody's doing anything, the hero's journey. You've just spoon feed it to me, little baby want movie, give baby movie. I'm not, thank you. I'm coming at this from watching MCU movies where it's all just cookie cutter, predictable, and ready to go. And then this one sounds like I'm going to be taken for a ride.
Sounds like, okay, you're going to have to sit down and think.
Yeah, see, I'm an American. We don't like to do that.
Yeah, same. But yeah, that...
They watched in film school because Rob said that if you need to watch any French film, it's Amelie. Was it that?
Yeah, Amelie.
Because he said it was a romantic comedy that actually isn't a romantic comedy. Because, a lot of French films, because when I was looking at, a lot of French films just broken down to dumb it down for, American audiences. At first it said this was a comedy horror film. When I first looked it up on Google, it's comedy horror 2016. And then I tap on IMDb, it's drama horror. What in the hell? Then you go to the trivia, and it's oh no, the director considers it to be a comedy, drama, teen movie, body horror.
Well, taking that into account, Dante's Inferno is a comedy. The Divine Comedy.
It's the Divine... Which means that words mean nothing, and nothing makes any fucking sense.
Nothing makes sense in French. You're oh, this is a comedy.
Wah.
What? This is a comedy. Don't worry about it.
The director herself says that it is comedy, which also, that's fucking, props. This is done by a female director, and it's a female director / writer.
Yeah.
It's fantastic. That's awesome. We have enough for the preamble yet, because I'm pretty sure he's talking mostly nonsense.
Mostly. We're only 18 minutes in, though. This one's taking a little bit longer.
Well, it's because neither of you and I have seen this, so it's really hard to talk about anything, because we don't want any spoilers while looking and doing research for the movie.
Right.
I've got no experience when it comes to foreign films, with the exception of Godzilla in black and white with a man in a costume smashing around tiny little replica buildings.
Which is an allegory for World War II.
Yeah, which I somehow understood at the age of 8.
The atomic
breath and the atomic lizard and the radiation turning it. This, I can't even think of the most French film I've seen. Most French film I've seen was French.
The most French film I've seen. Well, I know what it is, but I don't know the name of it, which is still bugging me.
I can think of. I know the most French film I've ever seen. An American in Paris with Gene Kelly, where he dances with Jerry the Mouse.
There you go.
That's the most French film that I have seen. I have not seen foreign films. I know that they translate differently, and I'm scared. I'm scared, Fabe. I'm scared as hell.
And I don't want to take this shit anymore.
I don't want to take this shit no more. If that's all I can stand no more. Well, it's weird that I haven't seen any French films when, I do enjoy Les Miserables. And I also enjoy A Tale of Two Cities as well, which is...
Why do people call it Les Miserables? You can just call it Les Mis.
Oh, sorry. Les Miserables.
And everybody's all on the train was was Les Miserables.
Les Miserables. It's just Les Mis.
You can say Les Mis.
It's the Mis.
Fine.
It's the Mis.
We understand.
Yeah, it's a bunch of really upset and depressed fucking people obsessed about one fucking girl. For a good, I don't know, how long does a musical last? 3-5 hours?
Something like that.
Something around there. And they got Russell Crowe singing.
Singing like the Cowardly Lion.
I am Javert. Do not forget my name. Do not forget me. 246.
246. I'm just a cowardly little one.
And then you got fucking Hugh Jackman doing nothing but vibrato for every single, which sucks because I'm such a huge Hugh Jackman fan. Huge Jackman fan.
Hugh Jackman fan.
I'm a huge jacked man fan.
Fan.
I'm sorry, man. I wish we had more to go on before watching this fucking movie.
I have nothing.
Like I avoided nothing but spoilers. I started getting into spoiler territory and I pulled back. I read way too many pretentious articles by pretentious douchebags about the pretentiousness of French film.
Does not surprise me at all.
I also read, oh man, I wonder if I still have it pulled up. I did read something by this guy from the Immigrant magazine.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my first thought and reaction when it comes to this guy. Apparently named Bob Moss. Could not find him.
Bob Moss.
Bob Moss. Not
Moss.
Bob Ross. Bob Moss.
Moss.
Like
Bob
as if he was a chia pet. But he talks about the European film versus American film. And then he does a supposed quote from Jeremy Irons. So you know I fucking took a second to keep a hold on that.
Right.
Work on my bullshit impression to give you motherfuckers another chance to take a shot. Here it comes. Cole's terrible Jeremy Irons impression doing a supposed quote from Jeremy Irons during an interview with
I couldn't set it better myself.
Jit Nielsen. I tried looking her up and it just came up as Bridget Nielsen, so it might just be Jit Nielsen. But
Brigitte Nielsen.
Brigitte Nielsen, supposedly.
She was married to Flavor Flav.
Flavor Flav! So famous British actor Jeremy Irons is less kind about Scorsese or American film. In answer to questions put to him during an interview by Jit Nielsen, Irons explained his feelings about American film thusly. You guys notice he's scholarly because he used the word thusly. Now to get into my Jeremy Irons. I just... Hold on. Nope, that's
No.
hold on.
That's shot number 3.
Shot number 3. Sorry. Hold on. Jeremy Irons. Jeremy. You know what? Fuck it. We're going David Attenborough. Fuck it.
There you go.
I had just seen Goodfellas, Scorsese's movie. I thought, well, that's great. He's a great movie maker, knows how to use light, how to use the camera, how to tell a great story. And yet, I don't feel anything. And I thought, some American movies, I know it's a generalization, are like really good hookers. You know, they're expensive, they look great. They'll do anything you ask them to do. They'll give you a great time. And at the end of it, you walk away and you think, the other sorts of women are real women, who maybe don't look as good as a hooker, have their own ideas, who won't do everything you ask, who maybe don't cost you so much, but who you spend time with. And when you leave, you can't get them out of your head.
Oh God!
No,
sorry, we don't have much of a preamble for this episode.
We really do not. That's why I had to bring that up. I mean, just mostly because let's talk about sexual awakenings. I'm curious to find out what that means in other countries versus what I've been taught, which pretty much is
basically nothing in this fucking state.
Nothing in this goddamn state. What it means is don't do that.
Just don't do it.
Don't do it.
Kids aren't having sex, so
No, they
it's
are
fine.
not. And I don't want to go on about that.
Even though Utah has the highest percentage of teen pregnancy in the entire fucking country.
And like the highest amount of antidepressants and porn use. I legit guarantee that NordVPN saw a surge in their sales after they made porn illegal in Utah.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. Oh yeah, and for those of you who don't live here, yeah, porn is now illegal in Utah.
Oh yeah, we're not allowed to watch that anymore unless you go to some like really sketchy sites.
You got to register your name in the government.
The goddamn government want to know what you're jerking off to, probably because they need some fucking hints on what they should be watching.
Yeah. Fucking just watch your own porn. You don't need to skip on my porn. Give us back our porn.
Also, that's us talking about porn. That's another shot.
That's true. That's shot number 4.
Y'all getting loaded before a French film. Hope you guys can pay attention to it.
Well, we're hitting here on the top end of the. We can waste time just saying nonsense for another.
Well, that's the podcast.
Well, yeah.
Bunch of nonsense. I can't even tell you what we've been talking about for the past 20 minutes.
We were talking about The French Connection with Gene Hackman.
Oh, yeah, The French Connection. I need to see that. Apparently, he wears a trench coat and he looks awesome and he's dope.
Yeah, and the car stunts were real.
Ooh, so this is back in the day when they actually had to go. This is a weird preamble. So we're going to be watching the movie Raw, which is a French film, and The French Connection. They did legit like actual car stunts in that, like back in like, what is this, like 1976?
I guess. I mean,
72?
I would have put it in like the 60s or 80s because nothing happened in the 70s. But
Oh, that's right. Nothing happened in the 70s. Fuck. So I'm going to guess 69. Nice. Or
might have been. But yeah, they. I know I said this on a previous podcast, but yeah, they didn't tell the traffic that the movie was going on. So all
You
the
did say this in
all
the
the cars
previous
they fucking dodged and cruised
bobbed and
around. It was
weaved and
like,
cruised around.
Nobody knew it was going to happen. So, be a fun movie to actually do an episode on.
oh, dude, I'm
And
totally
if
fucking down.
if you, the viewer, care
If you do,
to listen to us do a drunk tirade on The French Connection,
please,
let us know.
please.
Also, let us know what you think in the comments about this movie. If you've seen it, if you haven't seen it, what you think. Anything about anything, really. Just throw comments down.
And if you can throw a more eloquent version about the differences between French cinema and American cinema, or even European cinema versus American cinema, please just really just go off as much as the character limit will let you. And then reply to that, and then keep on going from that, and then reply to that, and keep on going from that.
Right.
But after the third reply, like, stop.
Right. And I don't really know what to expect from this movie. Not that I'm expecting a lot from it, but I know it's been in my list of movies to watch for a very long time, and it is apparently gruesome and crazy,
But also apparently a commentary on a fair amount of things at the same time. I don't know what to expect on it. This is my first foreign film. Like, what was your first foreign film?
my first foreign film.
Yeah. Besides Godzilla, which was mine.
Oh, that's not fair.
Yes, exactly.
'Cause I watched. Oh, that's not fair because I watched Son of Godzilla when I was like 5.
As you should have. It's a fucking dope goddamn ass movie. But outside of Godzilla,
Outside of Godzilla, my first foreign film. Maybe when I was 10 or 11.
10 or 11. What did you see at that age?
Like a silent movie era film.
Ooh.
I can't think of like anything right off the top of my head, but I know like at that point I was pretty invested in starting to get into cinema. And
Ooh, wait. Is Pan's Labyrinth an American movie?
no,
Ah, there we go! Ha!
Pan's Labyrinth is a Spanish movie.
There's seen a foreign movie, and the best thing about that is that my parents thought it was Peter Pan. So they
Fucking what?
Yeah, so they rented this back when kids back in the day you had to like rent movies,
Yeah, from places called like Blockbuster.
which is like how you busted the block on getting these movies. So my parents rented the movie.
You found a random piece of concrete and you jerked it off until it busted.
Yeah, I mean obviously that's how you do it. Or you found the guy standing on that corner with the big old trench coat. Give him a quick handy underneath the trench coat. Opens it up, gives you a variety of movies to select. One of them was Pan's Labyrinth. My parents, being
He was the blockbuster, if you will.
he was a blockbuster, and my parents knew him well. His real name was Henry. He's a really nice guy. I had him over for Thanksgiving.
We're getting derailed real quick.
But so my parents got the movie Pan's Labyrinth, thinking because it's Pan, like Peter Pan. I was in the musical in high school, Peter Pan.
I can see
You
that.
can see why they get confused.
Yeah.
So we all gather together. I go out of my way to make caramel popcorn, which was at the time was a Cole specialty as a child. Is I'd make caramel popcorn. So we make caramel popcorn, reading out of the bowl, ready to watch this fun little family movie called Pan's Labyrinth. And then we got Pan's Labyrinth.
And that's all in Spanish.
All in Spanish. First of all, we're like, wait, okay, so that was the first foreign film I saw was Pan's Labyrinth, and I was not prepared. That's how that did give me appreciation though for Doug Bradley, as like like his
As you should.
as you
Doug
should-
Bradley
you-
is
is
Doug Bradley.
goddamn
Well,
amazing.
not Doug Bradley. Doug Jones.
Doug Jones. Did I say Doug Bradley?
Doug Bradley's Pinhead.
See, crossing my
Yeah.
lines with episodes.
Doug Bradley.
Jones.
Doug Bradley's Pinhead. Doug Jones.
I
is,
now have an appreciation
go-to-
for Doug Bradley. Back
Yes.
then, I got appreciation for Doug Jones,
There
who
you go.
deserves that absolutely because that man is fantastic.
He really is.
Thoroughly enjoyed him in goddamn Hellboy. Like, man, like.
Anything he does is weird,
Yeah,
tall,
weird,
lanky,
tall, like,
fucking
yeah.
body.
And the first time I actually saw him in person was it was during an episode of the CW's The Flash. And he plays like just like this guy with laser eyes. It's like that's really what we're gonna have Doug Jones do. It's just me. It's like, hold on.
Guys, we got Doug Jones. All right, sweet. What are we gonna do? What are we gonna do with him?
Have him open his eyes
Look,
really
look.
wide.
You don't get it. We have Doug Jones.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
No, I get it, but what do we do with him?
We're gonna have him open his eyes because he's already got really big eyes, right? So what if you made him like even wider, and then
You don't understand.
I think I get it.
We have Doug Jones.
Yes, we do. Yes. And I'm aware of his career. I have definitely done research on this. And what I'm thinking is that we have him open his eyes like extra wide, like there's like normal wide, right? Like you're like, oh wow, that man's surprised. Wider, and then laser beams come out of those eyes. And like he'll come around a corner in the shadows, so you're even barely aware that it's him. And then his eyes will be all like, pew! Like definitely getting our money. We're definitely getting our money's worth, sir.
Yeah, that sounds about right. All right, this has been the first half, and we're gonna go watch Raw, and hopefully we will have a better second half for you because
Sorry, y'all.
this preamble. Well, yeah, this is we're gonna say this is one of the movies where it's gonna be hard to talk about without having actually watched the movie.
Yeah, it's weird that neither of us has seen it, so it's kind of hard to talk about. Whereas it's hard to talk about Galaxy Quest because we've both seen it. Other movies, one of us has seen it, other one's not. So this is hard to talk about. I think we'll have a lot more to say once the movie's over. Hopefully.
All right, Cole, do your thing.
Cue the ads!
This podcast is brought to you by Hopkins Brewing Company in Salt Lake City, Utah.
Today, I had the Friendly Introduction Pale Ale, a regular beer on tap at Hopkins that is just a delight. It is a very light pale ale that complements very well with the beer cheese and many of the other foods at Hopkins. Cole, what did you have?
Well, today I had the Rye Pilsner, a very classic, light, crisp Pilsner, but with just enough of a rye back to surprise you with every sip.
Yeah, I'll second that.
Yeah.
I didn't think I was going to have to think that much through a film where a vet student slowly becomes a cannibal, but that was like 100% a think piece, and
Really, I think that's the most notes I've ever taken during a movie.
I'm gonna have to take some time with this one. Like this isn't one I can immediately come back and like give my opinion on. I need to sit on this and like think about it.
Marinate.
Yeah,
Marinate in the experience that is the movie.
That's wow. That was
really well done. That was
I fucking love it.
like
I loved it.
I mean,
Every second of it.
dude, like between like the camera work. The camera work was fantastic. Like the bed scenes. Like the bed scenes alone, as someone who has like night terrors and struggles sleeping.
Yeah.
Also has like eczema, so like during the winter my legs get really, really dry. So just the amount of pure scratching.
Yeah.
Oh man! But then also like you had like the music behind it, which I made a note of.
The score was so pretty.
Especially like how it takes a turn because it starts all super nice and light, and there's like acoustic guitar and shit, and then the turn happens and it goes from like acoustic guitar to like just synth, like just like.
And then like at the end you get the sad violins. Yeah. That man, Like I said while we were watching the movie,
Yeah.
I really want to watch this again with somebody that is part of the demographic, because we are not.
Well, there's definitely some things I kind of miss. I'm like, I wouldn't say missed, but things I'm like, that's a thing.
It's something you
That's
notice,
something.
but doesn't
That's something,
hit.
but I don't know what that is.
Doesn't-
It's something. I recognize it's something, but I have no
It doesn't.
idea.
It doesn't hit the way it would hit for somebody like my doctor's sister.
Yeah.
Like for her, I'm sure it would hit very, very different.
So this movie.
So this movie about a vet student. There's a lot of themes that I picked up on right away.
Yeah.
Which was the hazing, the very very stereotypical college hazing.
That makes me even like, okay, like I've like pretty much dropped out of college twice. Never had that college experience, like we're on campus and all that. And seeing like that kind of shit really just makes me glad that I didn't.
Yeah, that is dumb.
That is dumb. That is dumb.
I mean, honestly, that's not at all what I experienced, but I wasn't part of the whole frat
Yeah, see,
bullshit and like the whole like med school, like, or well, to put it in their like context, their one school versus the whole university. Like I get that, and that is another thing that did kind of bug me, was like when they're all in their dorms and everything, like they got the entire complex, not just like one house or anything, not just one frat, not just one house. Like they got the entire complex, the entire school to go in on just the they call them the rookies, but just the
late night dance party.
The freshmen, just the freshmen that come in, they throw all their shit out from the window while they're on their sleep gear, and then throw them immediately into a party. Like that bugged me to the point where it's like, you got your entire school out doing that. Like where does that fucking happen? That,
Well,
I
also
don't
like,
know.
also
My
like the
college
mattresses-
experience might have been different. I didn't have like a dorm experience. I didn't have that. Like, I don't know if the whole film school like got all the freshmen and like kicked them out and be like, hey, you got to watch this movie about how this chick is this vet chick is turning into a cannibal or some shit. I don't know, but that did.
I'd rather take that over waking me up in the middle of the goddamn night during my first fucking week of school for me to just be like all tired and like just.
Tired from just moving
and the stress of being in a new situation, a new chapter of your life, stressed out and tired from that, and also in your underwear. Let's be honest.
And then they throw all your shit out the fucking window.
My fucking bed and shit out the goddamn window. Now I've got to like carry that all the way. Like,
yeah.
Man, no, fuck that noise, man.
Yeah, no, that's
Fuck
a
that
no.
noise.
Well,
I'm
if
glad
that,
to be an ignorant dropout.
let us know in the comments if that's what you had to go through, but that's not what I had to go through. And if I did, I am very glad I didn't do dorm. I didn't live on campus.
Happy to be an ignorant dropout.
If that's something that you had to go through, which I'm fairly positive most people don't now, because hazing has mostly been phased out.
But also, this movie's not that old.
No, it was made. It came out in 2016.
Yeah, so. Is that just during the awkward times of the 2010s where we were doing bad shit?
That transition where people started slowly recognizing that some quote unquote traditions and bullshit is actually
so this
bad.
was 2016 because they legit had during their little hazing song where they.
Yeah, they talked that might be a big fair point where they had their hazing song where they gathered all the freshmen around and they sang about how the maybe juniors and seniors and doctoral candidates have huge dicks and big balls and everybody wants to fuck them, even though half of the students are female. But that's their song.
They also
I actually
abbreviate being like I think one of it says tard was one of the
that was one of
rhymes.
the tard. I actually did write in my notes that the toxic pressure to carry on / conform / fit in / tradition, like that just toxic trait of like, well, this is how we've always done it in the past, this is how everybody has done it, so we have to do it this way. But it's also like, take into the fact that everybody we are more socially aware now in the future, and also everything we did in the past doesn't necessarily translate as good as we do stuff in the future, whether that be scientifically, medically, or culturally. Like that that was one of the big ones right off the bat that started irking me.
Oh, definitely get that. Actually, the bulk of my notes at the very beginning is that social. Like, what I like to look forward to is that, like, now as we're being more like aware, more quote unquote woke of stuff, there's still gonna be stuff that we're doing now that's gonna be so cringe in like 10, 20 years.
Oh yeah, of course. Like society always evolves.
That's the kind of solace and happiness I take out of all of it. It's like, okay, yeah, so we're doing this now, we're being better now, but we're not being good enough.
No, we'll never be good enough.
So in my lifetime, I'd always be like, I have so much to apologize for. It's gonna be fantastic.
You can only be as good as you can be, like as good as you can for the times.
This is true. This is true. That is this time.
To counteract what would be culturally aware of where everybody is standing at the point, and trying to adapt and be healthy towards
Adapt, evolve,
improvise, adapt, overcome. But yeah, no, it's honestly, it's not that hard. Like if society says, hey, this isn't accepted, okay, cool. It's not accepted anymore. It's not that fucking hard.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I guess these are all part of the themes, but that we can touch on. There are a lot of themes in this movie that I feel we want, like, we can talk about, but we aren't the best suited.
Our POV is limited.
Yeah, we aren't the best suited to be talking about it, like the virgining womanhood and
man, the relationship between two sisters at the very least. Like,
exactly.
I kind of came from that perspective as an eldest sibling. I've got a younger brother, younger sister. So, man, this movie about a girl who goes to vet school and develops cannibalism really made me think about my relationship to my brother and sister as the eldest sibling, because there's times where I thought Alex, like, man, fuck Alex. There's so many times like, I'm gonna fuck Alex. Like, she's aggressive, demeaning, trying to keep herself covered up and all that shit, but also at the same time trying to, like, take care of her little sister and show her how to get through all this. But she's just such a bitch the entire time, to the point where she films her drunk out of her goddamn mind, biting at an unconscious guy's hand.
A dead guy's can. A morgue. A dude in the morgue.
A dude in the morgue. A dude in the morgue's hand. So it's like, fuck this bitch. And then I remembered, as an older sibling, I'm kind of a cocksucker as well. Yeah. So it's like, man, especially like going through those moments, like we're transitioning from like young adulthood to actual adulthood, where you kind of like that learning curve kind of like has to take it, like kind of has to get really steep to a certain point.
Like that entire relationship between the elder college sister and our protagonist, I felt like when I started going to college and my sister was just about to graduate, because we went to the same school, especially with the marching band, where like I'm coming in for, like, not even out of high school, I'm coming in for the intro to be in the band from high school, and she's still in the band, about to graduate. Just like the whole, hey, don't do this, or don't talk to these people, or do this because you have to fit in, and like that whole, like, do this, they're already watching you, like, eat the rat liver, they're already watching you, you can't not eat the rat liver, right? And that actually struck really hard for me. I was like, oh shit, no, I totally understand how that feel is.
God damn. Yeah, no, don't have that college experience. Kind of reminded me of high school a little bit, and I did not help out
like
whatsoever.
Everybody, their like intuition, or their know of what everybody is doing, and like they're all full of each other's shit, and like, and even to the point when they're all gathered around when the two sisters are fighting. That's very high school. That does not happen in college.
Yeah, I feel like everyone's too busy with
nobody
their own
gives
shit.
a fuck in college.
Yeah. It's like,
that's a very high school thing.
Yeah, pretty much like, oh man, cat fight. Everybody gather around.
Look at this chick. She totally was biting at this morgue dude's hand. Like, who the fuck is that? I've never even. I don't know if I have a class with her.
Do I have a class
and
with her?
And if I do, like, do I know her name? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I don't get.
No, that's not a college thing.
Yeah, and that's also just a gross fucking thing to fucking gross thing to make your fucking sister do, and a gross thing to fucking film.
I also get the whole like standpoint where it's like, I'm the elder. Look at the dumb shit I can get her to do. And,
I do get that.
And knowing she's gonna go for it because she has the same sickness.
Yeah.
And exploiting that, being like, haha, look how dumb she is, even though I would do the same fucking thing in her situation.
Well, yeah, probably did the same thing in her fucking situation.
Probably, but nobody was filming it.
Without a mentor.
Without a mentor, and nobody was filming.
Which is why it sucks to be a fucking elder sibling, because you have no asshole to like just be an asshole to you, so you realize what an asshole you actually can be.
It's also hard, I think, being in that standpoint, because trying to without guiding, like, there's guidance and also like there's guidance and what's the other thing, like, I don't know, when you're forcibly taking somebody to take this specific path, and there's a term for it that I can't think of right now, but excuse me. Damn, I wish I could think of it right now. And I'll edit out most of this, but
guidance and forcing somebody to be
guidance and like damn it, what is it? What am I thinking of? I guess I'll just say, for lack of a better term, forcing somebody to go down a specific path. If you know what I'm talking about, put it in the comments. I can't think of it off the top of my head right now. But yeah, that like guidance versus like, no, you have to go down this way and you know.
I know I'm gonna figure out that word in like 3 hours, and I'm laying down to go to sleep.
I know I'm gonna figure it out as soon as we stop recording. It's gonna bug the fuck out of me.
Piss the fuck out of me. Okay, okay. It's gonna literally
let's move on.
Piss the fuck out of me.
let's move on before we get stuck again. What do you got?
Okay. Just like really, it's all like quick, like mostly just like we were already talking about it, like the college shit. Dumping blood on people. Oh, that's so funny. What a fun prank that has been done in a few things.
Yeah.
Dumping blood on people. That's not a prank. That's just a shitty fucking thing to do.
Yeah, and also it feels right for this movie though.
Well, it does.
In the context where it's like everybody's done it before, now we're doing it, and
yeah, and that's why you see like which is an awesome like continuity thing they do, is like all the rookies, the freshmen, they still have the stained like coats as they're going throughout the campus and the college and all that, which is a cool continuity thing.
I like that. I like that too.
But
and even like the quote unquote elders, which are just like the juniors and seniors,
which makes them like what,
still
23, 24?
It's still like stained, but they have all like the signatures and all the shit written on their coats, so you can visually see how long they've been there and all that.
Yeah, which is it's a cool like establishment of continuity, but also I don't understand who finds that funny.
No, and you won't, because you're not part of that quote unquote tradition
of dumping blood on people.
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
Ha ha ha. Is it funny, or is it funny at this point, or is it a rite of passage? And if it's a rite of passage, why?
Why? Okay, maybe like back. Okay, I guess it probably makes it more tribal, I guess. like bathing in the blood of like a kill.
How far back are we even going? How old is this school?
Well, either way, like just stop fucking doing that is what I'm getting to.
There's no point in doing it anymore.
No, just find like
you're just doing it for you're doing it for tradition
because you've done it before and you're not questioning what like you're still doing it.
You can't question why it's still being done. Like that's
because my father's father,
and that brings up another good point. Is their mother went to the same school, and their mother has the same disease where she's feeding off of their father.
Oh, that is a great little fucking thing to find out right at the very end.
I figured at the very beginning when they were like, yeah, mom's school graduated in so and so. When they were looking at the pictures in the beginning, I'm like, oh, so their mom is probably has the same fucking cannibalistic instincts, even though like. I didn't catch that, but I was like, oh, I thought more of the tradition is as tradition does bullshit at the beginning. Yeah. But as soon as her sister is introduced to being cannibalistic, I was like, okay, their mom is probably cannibalistic too, because she went to the same school. And then it reveals at the end, I'm like, yeah, I was 100% correct.
I mean, I thought the mom was cannibal. The dad just being a willing participant of it, and then just like opening his shirt. Like, first of all, he's never taken his shirt off. Like, they've never gone to the beach in the entire time that these kids have been alive.
That's a good point.
Like, I mean, I guess like if you're getting used to being fed on, also getting used to being fed on. Okay, so we're jumping right to the end. We're
diving into like abusive relationship bullshit. Yeah. Like you're
especially
actively
with how it started. He's like, she thought of me nothing more as a friend. But then we had our first kiss, and I understood why.
When he said when we had our first kiss, and he's rubbing his lip where it's all scarred up. Yeah.
Which can relate. Got that.
This is the first time she's seen him without a shirt on.
It's like come on. Like I'm pretty sure like every man, every dad,
I am fairly positive with shirt off. My entire childhood, my dad had a shirt off for most of it.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah.
Fucking free the nips, man. Let the nips out. Everybody.
That's also that's also fair because my dad, like most of the time I saw him, we were in Texas and swimming and shit, but
hot as hell.
Nonetheless.
Saying so they're in France, or are they in France?
Yeah.
So they're in France,
French Belgium.
French Belgium. So at no point in time they're taking their shirt off.
It did look pretty cool. Well, at the time, which makes sense, but wouldn't make sense for the off seasons.
Yeah, the off seasons when she's not like he never took his shirt off.
Yeah. She never caught him coming out of the shower in a robe or anything like, Dad, I'm late for school. Like, oh shit, hang on, let me get dressed. Right?
Yeah. Or like it might make sense that like he never like she never saw him with his shirt off because like if he was like a heavier set guy with some body image issues.
Yeah, no, the dad was fucking stacked. Like he was good looking homie.
Oh yeah, like I'd eat him.
Yeah. Anyway, what else you got?
One thing I did write down was the fact that they casually discuss animal rape over lunch.
That's fair. Yep.
It's a fun veterinary, which I imagine comes like in the medical field and stuff like that. There's things you kind of just casually talk about, like to the lay person's like
talking about monkey AIDS and
monkey AIDS and would you still fuck a monkey and. What a fun little like detour into talking about AIDS. But then like when she gets all she has the rabbit liver and she gets all itchy and scratchy, she goes to the nurse and the nurse just drops some like awesome like truth bombs and stuff like that on her and pretty much just like kind of being real with her, loving with her about dealing with like body image issues while in college.
Yeah.
Which was super cool to kind of see.
That actually was like
while smoking indoors.
Yeah. The cool fucking nurse that just smokes indoors like, hey, check this out. Look, you're not going to be liked by everybody. Right. And not everybody you know is going to think you're pretty. But as long as you think you're pretty and as long as you love your body, you will have a good time. More or less.
Now get out of here, you bother me.
Now get out of here, you cute bitch. Fuck off.
I mean, that was super cool. That was super cool to see. Like instead of like, I could see like in any other movie, like an American movie, the nurse I think would be more like degrading and more.
Yeah, the stereotypical
shitty.
doctor, like it's all in your head, even though
Yeah.
you have all these rashes and bullshit.
Yeah, where she was like very just like accommodating and believing. And they talked to her about like
Yeah,
it could be like stress induced and stuff like that. That was super cool to fucking see. Oh man, like yeah, no, but also that's also like what 10 fucking minutes, just like a whole.
yeah, that's like at the beginning of the fucking movie.
Like it takes like what was it, 45 minutes before she finally fully cannibalizes. Well, not even fully. She's fighting the entire time.
Yeah, more, yeah.
But still though, like you didn't even notice until they're like, because like pause, go to the bathroom, like, oh yeah. So then I just stuck watching the movie for a while until we get to the inciting incident where it's like her and her sister doing the waxing.
Yeah.
And the sister loses her finger over scissors.
Yeah.
And the only reason I remember that because I have written down how sharp them scissors.
That's I'm pretty sure. Well, if you've got them in between and then your sister fucking kicks
you, but like why is that finger in the position like
in between, the blades.
And also you're trying to cut off a wax strip which looks like silly putty.
Did look like silly putty, but also I've never waxed, so I don't know how accurate that is.
I mean, this is true.
This is where we need Dr. Sarah to come in.
Still though, like you're gonna cut it off, like only the portion you can lift. What are you gonna do with the rest of it? You deserve to lose your fucking finger.
Well, the portion you can lift, but if you can lift it up high enough, you can cut the
But also,
cut the hairs out, and then you've got the.
Who's cutting like that to where your fingers in the goddamn way? Maybe I'm biased as a guy who works with knives every goddamn day.
Well, yeah, you'd have to be.
Maybe it's a bias.
You're not a veterinarian school student. You don't know.
I would hope they do better than what I do cutting a goddamn vegetable.
They sit there and be like, and they're cutting shit all the time with their ring finger and
right
in between,
there, in the fucking way,
right in between the blades.
I'm just gonna guide the blade via my ring finger.
Yeah, I'm not.
Yeah, you're right.
Let alone helping my sister wax her fucking inner. That was pretty fucking close though. Like they got real graphic in this movie, and like with the close-ups of like them lifting the quote unquote wax and everything, and like
silly putty looking.
Yeah, that's like right where your thigh meets your
pew. Like, did they actually do this? Like
that's like right there. All right. Okay.
Actually had to grow that out to
the point where you see it, and
that's just an insane fucking shot. Like you wouldn't get that in American cinema.
That's the shot, and they're pulling the wax from that. They're giving her a Brazilian, you know.
Yeah.
Like they're showing the shot, and they showed the shot, and
I was not expecting that, and that was like a good chunk of time too.
And it's not that it's like, it's not about that.
No. Well, yeah, no, because it's more about like her. See, man, we're not the right demographic to be talking about this.
I know.
But from what it seems to me is like kind of like her sister getting her ready to be more in line with what is expected in college.
Yeah, in line, and like, look, this is what I like. The pressure of
she's
this
like,
is what I did.
She says like I already had myself Brazilians by this point in time.
Yeah, I had already Brazilian myself by this point, so let's get you going, and that pressure to be in that group, I guess. I don't know, but like I guess we could feel we can be empathetic towards that, like that standpoint. Not that we know, but that pressure and that feeling to be accepted, and like this is what I have to do to be accepted in this group. I gotta fucking rip all my pubic hair out and all that shit.
Yeah, I think empathetic, and I just man, like it just reminds you that sucks that was and is a thing going on.
It still is.
It still is a thing. It's just it's upsetting.
Sometimes, like, with, like, crazy horror movies, when, like, shit's going down, you're like, haha, this is silly. This is just movie. Oh, she's getting chainsawed in half, but also look at her boobs. Those are some good boobs. But it just takes you out of it. Like, haha, great.
Yeah, like the gratuitous nudity. Like,
Yeah,
oh, yeah, by the way, it's like...
But
hey.
there's no gratuitous nudity in this movie.
No,
There's
like
nudity.
all the nudity makes sense.
Yeah,
like, with how it's presented. Like,
exactly.
It's like, hey, we're drunk. We're on top of the roof. No way in hell we're making our way back downstairs to the bathroom. Just gonna take off my pants and show you how to just like
go. You
piss
gotta
standing
learn how
up.
to fucking piss. And that,
Which
yeah,
also
like
I cannot comment on that because I get to do that any goddamn time I want.
It's also fair. Like,
it's
I
fantastic.
can just whip it out and piss wherever
If you
I want.
can learn how to piss standing up, or if you can't piss standing up, it is fantastic.
Yeah, but like, yeah, just it's just not. Yeah, like you said, it's non-gratuitous.
It's not
nudity.
gratuitous.
It's
like
just
it's part of the story.
it is part of the
all
story.
it.
It's just like when you wake up from sleeping in your bed, yeah, you're not gonna be fucking wearing a bra. You're just,
Yeah, no,
you're
like-
free nipping it.
Like I sleep in my goddamn underwear. Like I don't wear
Yeah.
pajamas going to fucking bed. So yeah, like I wake up
Half
in the
the
morning.
half the time I fucking sleep naked. It's comfortable as hell.
Yeah. So I wake up in the morning and then walk myself up to the goddamn bathroom in my goddamn
Yeah.
skivvies.
You're not gonna be wearing a bra to bed or any of this shit.
Yeah,
wearing
not
this tight
fully
ass shirt.
fucking dressed, like
No,
makeup
it's
on and
fucking
shit like
bullshit.
that. No, fuck that noise. You're going to bed. So
Yeah.
it's totally fine. So it makes sense with all of that. It's like, okay, so you ate my roommate. I gotta clean you off.
You ate my roommate, and you're sitting here with your tits out. Have some decorum, bitch.
Yeah, I'm gonna take you into the shower and then wash you off. But like the nudity makes sense. And
Yeah.
it's not like focusing. Actually, if anything, it focuses on is like on the faces and the emotion. Like,
Yeah.
going on between like her having to wash her sister off after I'm guessing her sister killed and ate the guy.
Oh yeah.
And
she's sitting there trying to pretend like everything's
it was
okay.
I mean, she's just like zonked out, like she's almost drugged.
She's gone. She knows she fucked up.
Yeah,
Like
and so she's
when,
just playing.
as soon as our main character put the spike to her head, the ski pole to her head, like she's like, fucking do it. I know I fucked up, and she can't do it because she.
But also, like he didn't fight back.
Oh well, she killed him before that
How?
with the ski pole.
How did I miss that? I
He
saw
was-
the blood on the ski pole,
He
but
was
where's the
sleeping.
wound?
He was sleeping. She looked at it. She pulled the covers over, and the big ass hole in his back.
That's right.
Yeah. So he was sleeping. She stabbed him and then started fucking eating his leg. And then I don't have no idea where our protagonist came in and went to sleep. Probably after she probably ate his leg, and then went and put the covers over him, went and go and sat down, and then our protagonist came in and laid in bed with him. But yeah, he was dead for a long time.
Crazy. See, man, that's so fucking goddamn good. See, that's
Yeah.
like
That was a very, very good, brutal, disgusting, artsy movie, and I highly recommend it.
oh, absolutely, man, dude. Like
I loved it.
That was
Absolutely
really
loved
if you
it.
could figure out some way
Yeah.
it
Holy
to
shit.
play.
All right, let's talk about that. All right, to cap this off, it took us a solid week to figure out how to watch this goddamn movie.
like it seems, and it advertises like you can just go to Amazon, rent this movie, and fucking watch it. No,
No. Not right now as this time speaking. No, you can rent it, but Amazon won't let
well,
you
you
play
watch
it.
it. You can buy it. Amazon won't let you play it. You go to YouTube, where we are currently on.
Yeah,
Like and
shout out to
subscribe.
YouTube. Like
Hit
and
that
subscribe.
notification button.
Leave a comment.
Leave a comment.
Share with your friends.
Friends, family, enemies, people you're ambivalent about, people you work with.
Exactly. If you hate us, share it with your enemies.
Oh yeah, like if you're like, man, this is so fucking goddamn annoying. Oh my god, such bullshit. Send it to people you don't like. I know you have their numbers. If you're not having their numbers, you're probably following them on some sort of socials. Share
Yeah.
it on that.
And if you're not following me or have them on socials, like, come on, they're your enemies.
Come on.
You know you have some way of sharing it to them.
You know there's a way.
I keep the number of all my enemies in my phone, so if they text me or call me, I know who's texting or calling me. So I can be like, oh, fuck that person.
It's like, oh yeah, fuck that guy. I'm gonna leave him a passive aggressive text. Oh, man, sorry. Can't make it. Quite busy at work right now. So bogged down. Hope you're doing well. Talk to you later.
Yeah, I wanted to answer the phone, but I actually didn't. I really didn't. And I hope you burn in hell.
Sorry, my grandma just got kidnapped by those penguins that escaped from the zoo and hijacked that bus. So I'm new phone who dis.
Yeah. All of that plus new phone who dis. Wait, what were we? YouTube. Oh yeah, we're going to promote Raw. Go rent it on YouTube right now as of time speaking. We don't know if it's going to be on Shudder or Netflix or Hulu or any of the other platforms.
Freevee, all those
right.
ones.
Right now, it's as of time of recording. It's on YouTube. Please go watch it. It is a very, very, very good film, and I highly recommend it.
Oh yeah, one of the first times, honestly, during this entire thing, it's one of the first times I found myself actually thinking and like actively thinking while watching a movie instead of being like, oh yeah, okay, put the movie in my eyeballs, let's go.
Dude, no, like same, like the entire movie, I was sitting there like, oh fuck, I have to think.
Yeah, it's like,
oh shit,
oh god, just the long shots of just like actor emotion, like that is, oh my god, dude, that was something beautiful and something like I wish I could do myself. Like, just give me a long shot of me reacting to something and like just conveying the full spectrum of human emotion in just like a awesome 30-second dink.
And those of you who are a fan of Patreon, you can find an extra 30 minutes of us talking about this movie with Dr. Sarah on Patreon, and she can tell you all of the, I guess, feminine standpoints, all of the...
feminine nuances and views?
Yeah, feminine nuances and views that we could not grasp because we are dumb cis males.
This is true. But also Patreon's one of my favorite Pokemon.
Patreon, the Patreon.
It's
anyway,
the patriotic Eevee. You have to evolve them with
those of you who are subscribed to Patreon, please go check that out, and we will send you some awesome, cool shit. Sweet. Thanks for listening. This has been Cole-astic Cinema. Cole, what do you got?
Love you guys.
All right. Love you guys. See you next time.